Internet logic.
New ideas and efficient tools for a happier, more connected life.
So when you have your emotions, they are factual. They are things that are going on in your body. You may not want to have it, but if there is something on your body, that's truth. That's something that is going on. If I have an emotion, I can try and stop it, but emotions are chemicals, and they're running through your body, and until they're burned up, they're going to run through. I can cut off the source, whatever's feeding them, and then they'll burn up and get used up in 5 or 10 seconds or so. Or I can keep on feeding it and go, I'm angry, so I'm going to get more angry, and keep on pumping those chemicals in. But they are factual. It's just a thing that's happening. I personally used to try and ignore them and repress them and shove them all to the side, and then they all got bottled up and then leaked out like a Superfund site that's leaking, and then all those emotions I wasn't allowed to have, they'd be shoved over in a corner, then they'd leak out as depression and numbness. So better, I have found, just feel it, go, this is happening, and then once I recognize that I've got this feeling going on, take deep breaths and let it go until it goes away. What I've learned as an adult is emotions are like signposts to see what's going on inside me. So if I think that I'm doing great, but I notice there's tightness in my chest and I've got all this stuff going on, then I'm probably not doing as great as I think. Or if I'm with somebody and I have this upwelling of gratitude or love or something, then it gives me signposts of what I'm doing is probably more connecting instead of less connecting.
One of my lessons has been how to have my emotions without my emotions having me. For long periods of time, I wouldn't have emotions at all. I would just not feel. And that was my way of responding to things I didn't like. And then I choose to have my feelings. And there were times where I would let them happen all the time and could cry at the drop of a hat. And I would find out that that's not serving me or the people that I'm working with or talking to. So how do you have your emotions without your emotions having you? Well, it's practice. Like Mark said, our emotions happen when things happen to us a lot of times that we don't like, and triggers a chemical response and physical feelings in our body. And what I'm finding is that if I pay attention to those physical feelings in my body, I know, oh, something happened that I didn't like. It's a tightness in my chest, or my heart starts racing, or a kicked in the gut feeling. And then I can find out what my mind was saying about that. And there's ways to get me out of that. And when it comes to crying, after having years of me not being able to feel love at all, then when I got to feeling it, it was like every time there was some sensation, I could cry. And then I would get feedback that maybe that wasn't serving people that I was working with. And that took some practice on how to have my love for myself and that person, hear their story, and be able to be there for them. And it might mean not letting all the tears come forward. It might mean being there and breathing and recognizing that's the feeling in my body. And the feedback then would be, it was very connecting. So there are ways to have your feelings without your feelings having you, and it takes practice.
I've found that there's a difference between feelings and emotions, and this might just be our definitions of these, of how we work with these words, but your feelings are what's happening in your body. You know they're feelings because you can feel it in your body. I have a tightness in my chest, my gut is seized up, my mouth is dry, my eyes feel like they're going to water. Those are feelings because I can feel them. Emotions are the labels we put on them that can sometimes be helpful if you're trying to figure out what's going on, but sometimes can be unhelpful. You might label something as anger, but it's not really anger, it's just grief. And you're not used to grief, so you put a label that isn't serving you. So having that notice of what am I feeling is actually true. But if I label, I'm so pissed off right now, may or may not be true. And labeling emotions, I've found too often propagates them, especially negative ones. So if you talk about how pissed off you are, you'll often find reasons to get more pissed off. But if you go, man, I am so tight. Anger seems like, yeah, let's have more anger. But tightness, you're like, this doesn't feel good. And it helps to let it go. Oh, man, that anger wasn't doing anything for me or anything positive, and I just felt terrible from all that anger. So let's not be angry. Feelings, emotions, different, but overlapping. One helpful, one tends to be less helpful.
Thank you for watching our video.
If you like the video, please subscribe.
Please like.
Please leave a comment below. Thank you so much.